was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco on deck. We got Cole on deck. We got all the C's up in here today. Say what's up to the people. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday.
The infamous Happy Wednesday.
Whenever you're watching this.
Right. Basically, whenever you watching this, man. Shout out to everybody joining us tonight. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Smash that like button, man. Also hit that subscribe, man. Like I said, we got a lot of viewers who are not subscribers. We got to change that. So yeah, if you check us out on YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe button. Like I said, let us know that that you supporting the mission and what we do. So we appreciate any support that we can get. So definitely smash that subscribe. And let's hit that share, man. We want to get this great content, great conversations out to as many of our people as possible, man. So once again, man, smash all three. the like button, the subscribe, and the share. Yep, all my YouTube folks, all my Facebook folks in the building. All right, let me do this real quick as we get into it. Let's see what we got. All right, here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming through an Apple device, come on through and join us on the panel. Man, you ain't got to be scared, man. Bring your perspective to the conversation. We want to hear from everybody. We don't discriminate. So, man, anything that is move us in a better direction, we are here for it. So, man, once again, here's the link. You can also catch this on all the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook. And like I said, we'll leave it up here in the video feed for a little bit as we get into the conversation. All right, let me see what we got checking in tonight. So shout out to the Real One. He said, hello, everybody, and welcome back. What's going on, the Real One? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Shout out to my guy Donovan. He said, what up, though, fam? What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you hopping on with us as well, man. Let's see. Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you hopping on with us as well, holding us down. All right, cool. So, yeah, if y'all need this, I'm going to take this down for now. If y'all need this link, let me know. We'll throw it back up. But let's see. You can catch it in the chat feeds. Should be already circulating out there. All right, cool. So we got a crew on tonight. We got Coco, we got Beatboxer, we got Cole. You know, I got all the folks who be mad when we take a night off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Like we can't get a night off around here. But we're gonna get right on into this, man. So topic for the night. Black people need a reality check. You can say that again, man. Topic for the night. Black people need a reality check. Okay. Well, like I said, we took a day off last week. You know what I'm saying? And I came back to a whole bunch of videos, man. So yeah, we got a couple we pulled out. I said I couldn't get them all. It was like a good 20. Couldn't get them all. So we had to cut a little short. What's going on, JR? All right, cool. So we're gonna go and get started with number one. Like I said, we talking reality checks tonight.
I just want to say this. If you are a married man or you in a relationship, stop being flattered by women like throwing themselves at you. Because I know it probably boosts your ego, but this might sound crazy, but a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you. Like, it has nothing to do with them wanting you or nothing like that. They just want to be in competition with your wife. Like, that's just how women are. Like, I used to talk to this dude when I was in high school. I've never wanted that man. Like, you know, he done tried to talk to me. Never wanted that man. But I'm from like a small town, like a small city. It ain't really a town. And when we had got grown, I had started seeing him talking to this girl, and she was cute. And like, me and her had a similar aesthetic, but she was cuter than me. Like, she had nice hair, a cute little shape. And ever since I seen them together, like, I used to want to take him from her. And it had nothing to do with me really wanting him. I just didn't want her to have him. Like, I felt like, oh, yeah, like, she in a relationship with him. They happy. I see them going on trips. So, yeah, I'm about to try to take him from her. Or just trying to have a story to tell, like, yeah, because, yeah, their relationship ain't really this or that because he was going to do this with me. Yeah, that's just how women are. Like, they just naturally competitive. Like, don't bite the bait.
And this how y'all gonna this how y'all gonna start this out, man. Oh man, topic for tonight. Black people need a reality check. I don't even know what to say, man. Y'all, anybody in the audience, man, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say to that, man. And I'm coming straight to the panel, man. Coco, Cole, Beatboxer, JR, man. I see y'all gonna just come right out the gate with it, man. So I don't even know what to say. I got to hear from one of the ladies first. Cole or Coco. One of y'all got to come up off the mic. I need to hear from y'all first.
Go ahead, Cole, because I'm tired.
Who got time for that? Like, what is What is wrong with you? Like you have some time on your hands, so you can have a story to tell because you don't want her to have a guy. That's your excuse. You got too much time on your hands then. Like for real. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. Coco, what you say to this? Tell me something.
I mean, listen, look, y'all play yourself. That's why I don't understand this whole side chick, that whole narrative. And I even heard it said by another content creator before that, and this really burned my biscuits. That married women could learn from side chicks, and I'm just sitting over here like, what am I gonna learn from her? Like how to manipulate? I'm a woman. I already know how to do that. So I don't really necessarily need to learn what could she teach me, because see what y'all don't be understanding is she'll lay up next to you and smoke your weed and eat off of you and blow you and everything else. She'll do all of that because she don't have to do none of the other stuff to keep your life rolling. She don't do that stuff. She don't have no type of no type of obligation to you. She doesn't hold any actual responsibilities towards you. She can come and go in and out of your life and it wouldn't matter. So for her, it's a win-win. She don't have to worry about any of those things. She can just lay up and she tripping, and you can talk to your wife and she can play up in your face. And the whole time she's only even tolerating you because at the end of the day, she's getting something out of it, and she has something she can hold over your wife. That's why the minute y'all do something that they don't like, they run and tell your wife. They can't wait because their plan is to do that from day one, because it's not about you. It's about her competition with her competition. That's all it's ever been about. That's why they can't wait to run and tell on you. They cannot wait. And meanwhile, all of y'all are doing is removing your protection from your wife in so many different ways. And the main one from her perspective is you're not protecting your wife from the vultures, because that woman ain't nothing but a vulture. She getting you and she getting your wife. It's a 2-for-1. And y'all out here because a woman's smiling in your face. And it's the same thing for a woman when it comes to a man. It's no different. Maybe it's not a competitive thing. It may be something slightly different, but it's the same thing. So that's why I'm like, the sisterhood is trash. It's not a real thing. I'm not a girl's girl. I think that stopped a long time ago. I think there was once upon a time where women did look out for other women, but that time is long gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So this whole sisterhood thing is just another mirage that women are creating to gaslight. There is no sisterhood. There is none.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I don't know, B-Boss. What you say, man? What you...
All I will say is, man, I'm about to say something Miss Coco would say. That don't say women all women are competitive like you. It might be just her. And also for me, like, where's the shame? I'm keeping that to the grave. Why would I say, hey, you know what? I was able to get a married guy. Like, really? I mean, and now it's on the internet forever. And let's say like you have a wake up call. You're like, okay, I'm not going to change my ways or whatever, bro. Like now I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that's just weird to me. That's not a flex. Oh, I got this guy. Really? I don't know, man. If I'm doing something debaucherous, I'm keeping that to the grave. I'm not telling nobody. That's just me. So that's all I have to say.
Oh, so you saying you're gonna keep yours quiet? That's what you're saying, man.
I'm not saying I'm doing it. I'm just saying if. I think people just need to be smarter with the debauchery. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna be debaucherous, be like how it used to be in the 50s. Just keep it on the low. Nobody's got to know. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay. No, I hear that. I hear that.
Ain't no woman gonna
JR.
go for that.
Go ahead. Sorry. What'd you say,
I'm
Coco?
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No woman is gonna go for that. Because she needs to make it known. She needs to make it known that she got you and that your wife must really not have you like that. And she can't be doing what she's supposed to be doing, and they can't be all that good. She's not gonna let you go in peace.
I'm not saying I don't think it's good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
Let's put it this way. Let's just put it this way, man. Be smarter with the side chicks, or just don't do it. Just don't be married. That's the biggest thing. Just don't be married. If you have this urge, like any woman, if you just can't be with your woman, just be a bachelor for life, and you'll be okay. Because I think that's just a better option.
Agreed.
Nah, how about women just become better people? How about that?
Oh, come on.
Why we excusing women being shitty people all the time, man? I've had enough of that shit, man. Hey, how about this, Mr. Price, yeah? Welcome back, everybody. No, happy Wednesday, man.
Appreciate it, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I've always knew women could be, that way. And like not too long ago, right? One of the homies, his ex, she went to, visit my ex. And I'm on the phone to my ex and whatnot, just having a conversation, and my friend's ex is talking about, I want my boyfriend back, I want my man back. I'm like, yo, go and get your man back. Cool. And then she proceeds to talk about my friend's baby mums. Oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, and I'm thinking, like, rah, what are you telling me that for? That's my homeboy, that's my dog. So I'm thinking, what are you telling me that information for? And then after that, I have a conversation with my ex. I'm like, yo, why is she telling me that information? Is she telling me so I can go and tell him so he can eliminate her from the picture, and then she's back in nice and easy, right? Only to come and find out she's done the exact same thing that she's accusing his baby mums of doing, sleeping with somebody else or whatever it is. And it's like, why would you do that? Obviously, I didn't go tell my homeboy, because it's like, cool, that's your baby mums. You're not together no more. She gonna do her because she's left to do her, right? But at the same time, I still have to think about protecting her because I don't know how he's gonna react. So yeah, women are demonic. I'll leave it there for now.
Man, y'all ain't about to come on, man. Y'all,
Bruh.
y'all over here, man. I see the type of night this is about to be, man. Let me check in with Sybil, man. Sybil, I know you just hopped on. I know if you wanted to say something on this, man. Just come on mute. Let me know what it is, man.
Man, I walked into Women Are Demonic and I was like, whoa.
That's JR over there, man. I don't know what's JR hot today, I see.
Man, the one thing that I find just from what you guys have actually already been speaking about today, a lot of blame and lack of accountability. It's easy to point the finger and say that it's one gender, being the cause of all these issues. And I myself am always very quick to point the finger at women. Like, that's just me. But the reality of the situation is a lot of the decisions we make as men kind of dictates the way that women react because they are more emotional beings versus, as rational as we are as men. And I think as long as we're upfront and honest, like, I don't think there is a such thing as cheating. Because if I want to step out, I will just make it known that this is what I'm going to do, and you can either take it or leave it. And at that point, I don't think that's really cheating. That's just a man exercising options if they have them available to them.
Okay, I hear that. Go ahead, Coco.
So I agree that if this is something that you want to do, that there needs to be a conversation about it. Like I wholeheartedly agree. But I struggle with the concept of just because you're honest about something that you get to relabel it or label it something else. I struggle with that because while I appreciate your honesty and allowing me to have the option to decide what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with, I would prefer that. But if you've made a commitment to me and you step outside of that commitment, you're violating it. That's what it is. It's still a violation. While I would prefer men be honest, and I would prefer women be honest, it's still a violation in my eyes. That's just the way I see it, right? Because and if you're a man and I'm a woman and I'm doing the same thing, you are going to feel violated. It doesn't matter if I tell you up front or not, you're still going to feel violated, period. Like, and from what I know of men, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I know of men, men don't really get past those types of violations. That's, if you do that as a woman, you're done. Like, and they are done with you. So I think if you can feel that strongly about something, if somebody does it to you, then there's something there, and it has to be, not acknowledged and accepted.
See, I can agree with that. The only stipulation I would put on that is I'm not that dude. I don't do that. If I actually decide to commit to somebody like I did to my wife, then I don't step out. Just not simply because I can't, but because I made that level of commitment. However, when I was younger and a little bit more out there, being straightforward with women, they have the option to choose. It's like you have different options to take this test. The test, if it's open book and I use my book, then that's not cheating because the test itself was stated as open book. However, if I open my book when a test is not an open book test, then at that point I am cheating on said test. If men were a little bit more honest and direct about what their intentions and what they want are, versus having to use like lover boy game and stuff like that, I think things would go a little bit further, and I think women would be a little bit more open to the idea of, okay, well, if we're together and he's the one that actually loves me and he decides to step out and it's just sex or it's just the act of that carnal act of something, then I think it would be easier for women to kind of swallow that pill. But now, because there's so much lying and deceit, it's almost to where it's something that's ugly and it's become bastardized versus just being the way of life. Like the majority of men are going to exercise options if they have said options available. Women know this, but at the same time, they'll tell themselves, well, not my man. But in the back of their head, they're like, yeah, he probably would. If I like him, somebody else likes him.
Wait. I can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm about to defend Coco.
Not me.
I'm about to, because here's the thing. For me, like I'm with you with Silva because I was a berserker back in the day. But here's the thing. Men like it if we do it, but don't like it if women do it. See, if a woman starts exercising her options, then men start talking about, oh, she's not feminine, she blah, 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 blah. I don't hear that. See, I got real problems with that. I'm with, because when women are up front saying, this is what I want, this is how I'm doing it, then you have men, especially red pill men, say, and going crazy. Like, what's her name? Her last name's Harvey. She's just dating all these dudes.
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey. And all these guys are talking about, oh, she this, she that. I'm like, she's getting her options on. What are we talking about? Like, do I like necessarily? I don't care at the end of the day, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I would be cool with it if men weren't it's only one-sided, right? It's always one-sided. And when women do it, then oh man, look, when we think about, like, for example, we think about polygamy, it's always a man and a bunch of women, right? But if a woman can get all the dudes, right? Then it's like, oh, that's not natural. I don't want to hear that. That's BS to me. That's how I feel. So I'm with Coco on this one, because if we all can do it together, fine. But if it's just men being able to do it, nah, man, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not with all that.
No, I agree with you. Like, I'm with the whole.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go on, boss. Go on.
I was gonna say I would agree with you. I also don't think it should be one way or the other. I think it's based on what each individual is willing to accept and kind of allow in the relationship. I think Lori Harvey's a great example. She's a woman that if I was younger, I would have a lot of fun with, but that's not a woman that I would actually put a ring on and want to marry. And it's just because of how I operate, and that's just how I move. But someone else loving her and someone else wanting to marry her and have thousands of kids with her and moving forward in that way, then I say more power to them. I'm not really out to judge what everyone else does with their own life. I just kind of have the parameters that I set within my own. And then if people fall in line with them, or if I fall in line with theirs, then we can move forward and shake hands and do that thing. I don't think polygamy works personally. I think polygamy is just asking for issues. However, if you're somebody like a Nick Cannon and you have more money than you know what to do with, and you have a bunch of people that are willing to participate, then, hey, more power to you. Go ahead. I don't really want to judge that. But, I wouldn't want to be with a woman that has that level of activity, because I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life to get to where I am. And I think that I deserve better than that. For want of a better term, I think I deserve better than that. Just like a woman who has remained chaste, who has been able to upgrade her value, is intelligent, is feminine, then she deserves a man that reciprocates that masculine energy to her feminine energy, in my opinion.
I was gonna piggyback on you actually took the words out of my mouth. Like I was gonna say that, right? Because I'm taking it off of you because we're speaking in general terms. We're not speaking about you. We're not speaking about me. And we're just speaking in general terms. Um, I was gonna say that the reason why I don't think it, while the honesty is appreciated, the reason why I don't see how it will work is because of what you just said. If a woman has been intentional, like we tell women to be, about who they date and how they choose men and how they present themselves, how they put themselves out to the world, because you want that man to see you, right? And if you say you want a certain type of man, then you need to carry yourself in a certain way to get that kind of man. A woman like that is not going to tolerate a man telling her he's going to step out on her, period. She's not. That is only going to work with a man, with a woman that she, you know what I'm saying, maybe she's a little loose herself, maybe she want the opportunity to do the same thing, maybe she's not with you for genuine reasons, so it really don't matter what you do for her. As long as you're doing what she needs you to do what you need to do. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But for a woman that's intentional, just like you said, for a man that also values himself, and he has moral code and a moral standard, he's not going to be okay with her doing whatever she does either. Like, it's just not going to work, So I agree with you in that instance. So yeah, we don't differ necessarily, only in the sense that, a violation for me, a violation is a violation regardless of how you present it.
Okay. Appreciate that right there. Let me get this comment, then I'm gonna come back to the panel. Hold tight, JR. Kenyatta, shout out to Kenyatta. She said, I've heard conversations with women that said they wouldn't care if their man cheats if they know it's happening. I don't know. Okay, well, I appreciate that comment right there. Appreciate that comment. I've heard stuff like that before. Sometimes I just wonder if that's actually true. All right, let me come back to JR. JR, you want to say something? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just want to go back on the point that Beatboxer made about, men and women obviously being equal in that sense. If a man can do it, that women should be able to do it, right? And like I said, it's fair game, right? So obviously we know that men lie. Now, obviously, my question to Beatboxer is: do women tell the truth?
No, women are liars too. I think women are better liars than men, to be honest. I just think they're way better at it.
So so there we go now. Yeah. So my thing is, there's this quick thing about if a man does it, that a woman should be able to do it too, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, cool. If a man expect to tell the truth, then I also expect you to tell me the truth. Why isn't that an expectation? But we should expect that if a man's able to do this and have multiple women, that a woman should also be able to do it. Have multiple men.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, JR?
That said, I understand your point that if a man is able to have multiple women, or if he wants to, he should obviously tell the woman the truth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But obviously, we're understanding that it's not fair that if a man's doing it, that a woman should also be able to do it. And I said, I agree, it's fair game. And I see the question that if men lie, do women tell the truth? And you said women are obviously better lives than men. And I'm saying, okay, so if that's the case that we want, you know, equality over there across the board, then shouldn't we expect women to also tell us the truth?
Yeah. I'm totally agreeing with that. I'm not saying what I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I don't know if I was coming across this way that women can just
Man,
do
hold on.
whatever.
Let me
Yeah,
hold on,
you're
B-Box.
confused.
Let me dead this real fast. JR, I see where you trying to go with this, but no, don't tell me the truth. Just bounce. Yeah, let me just keep it a buck. I don't need your truth. Just bounce. If you decide you want to go get your back blew out, then go get your back blew out, but just bounce. Yeah, I'm not gonna play with you. So I understand we talking truth and all of that, but if I done committed and said I'm with you and you with me and all that, and you over here talking about you want to get ran through real fast because that's just one of your childhood fantasies, well, it just bounce, but don't come back though. Yeah, you keep that truth, man. Let me just keep it a buck. I don't need no
No,
truth. Keep that.
no, I understand. I'm just gonna walk it down, right? Because I'm basically saying, yeah, cool.
No, you
The
ain't gonna
way,
walk it down.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no, no.
walk you
Let's
out to the
go.
car. I'm gonna walk her out to the car. You know what I'm saying? And then that's gonna be the end of that. You gotta walk nothing down, man. No,
Because
I don't need no
because
truth.
because I'm basically saying, yeah, okay, cool. If I'm basically saying if a
Good
man,
man, bro.
yeah, because I've always basically said it, yeah, to my guys, yeah, you know, these are serious cheaters, right? And I say, hey, listen, if you're cheating on your missus, yeah, you've done her so many times, bro, and she's done stayed with you. I can guarantee she's at least done been touched up by at least another guy throughout your relationship. She just ain't gonna tell you, bro. But he's you sitting there admitting your truths to her. Oh yeah, baby, I did this. Yes, I did that. She's never gonna sit there and tell you that. Do you know why, Mr. Price? The same way, like I said, the homie, his ex, tried to burn his baby mums, but she ain't come and tell him I slept with
I got
somebody else when I want you back. But we're here telling men to tell women the truth. They'll never tell us the truth. But I understand your point. But I'm just saying, men, don't be telling women the truth. You're setting yourself up. It's fair game. If you don't want to know, they ain't got no shit.
you.
Yeah, but we don't tell the truth for things that are normal. Like I'm not gonna tell if my wife comes up to me and says they look good in this dress. Like, what do you want me to say, baby girl? Like, you know, Grass, you look great in that dress. Like stuff like that. But like I'm not talking like when it comes to cheating and stuff, I don't think most people are gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna hit this chick up right quick and I'll be back. That's not real life. That's not what's going on. So and also guys who pick women like that, you know your woman's a skis if you pick a woman like that who's a liar. I'm sorry, sorry, JR. Like I just disagree with that. Like women who are skeezy, you know them. You can just look at them. She's a jump off. We kind of know. She's got most of them have the uniform on. We know what's going on. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I had to try to dead that real quick. JR was over here. He was
Well, she
trying to
not gonna
take me
tell you
down
the
the road.
truth because she not gonna tell you the truth anyway because you know what I'm saying. Like y'all done with her after that. So see, you telling her your truth and she staying. Whatever her whatever her reasons are for staying, she's staying. But if she tell you her truth, you
Uh-huh.
booting her immediately. She's booted. And she knows that even though you're doing it too, if she tells you, if she knows that we're not stupid, we know that y'all ego is just gone. If we tell y'all that, it's done. Y'all don't want to hear nothing else from us. You're done. We're done. We might as well forget it.
Oh,
No,
come
I
on.
understand your point,
So
and that's what I'm saying. If women know that that's a stupid thing to say to men, why are we trying to say to men, hey, be stupid, and tell women the truth? It don't make sense.
Oh, okay. That's
And
crazy.
JR, man, whose side you on, man? What you trying to do tonight, man?
He's
What
not
you
wrong.
trying to do, man? Whose side you on, man? And Joe, you
He's on
co-signing, man? Is that you co-signing?
He's playing both sides actually. He's playing both sides of the fence. He's not really saying one is better than the other. He's saying don't be a hypocrite for how men go about doing it. But yet, if women are doing it this way, it's man, he's just playing both sides of it. And I understand why he's playing both sides because a lot of those situations are like that. It's not a one size fits all. It's very gray. It depends on the person's level of self esteem if they accept it. It also depends on um, how savvy that person is able to convince the other person that their style of cheating, even if it's honest, is a good thing. Oh, I have needs, or you're not the only woman in the world, or I have means, and or look at, or she's a woman. I'm so attracted. Look at all these guys come after me, and the guy's convinced she found someone who's able to believe in that convincing. So it's a lot of manipulation and games on both sides, and they play it different ways. A man might use his money, his wealth, if he has it, to say, well, I have options. A woman will use her beauty and her youthfulness and say, well, I have options. We call that OnlyFans and stuff. So, they, man, it's just, I wish it was just more simple. I wish it was more black and white. Like, just if you love someone, genuinely, you're only going to be with that one person and vice versa. But because you have people you have the internet, you have social media, we have access to a lot more of the world and a lot more of the population. So a lot of more people are going to be tempted to not be faithful if they don't have a reason to be morally. Forget about morals because that's not a part of the playbook. It's what can I get? How much more money can I make? How many more men can I get to do my bidding? How many more women can I get to fall in line with my plan? It's a very selfish thing. But I understand what JR is trying to say. It really is both sides playing both sides of each other.
Okay, I feel that right there. All right, cool. We're gonna slide into the next one. Second, we got a
The
chunk of
childhood
stuff down here.
being crazy, bro. That was funny. I could not stop laughing. Who child? Oh, I want to be a firefighter when I grow up. I want to be a nurse. No, I want to get my back blown out.
Man, you know what? Some folks think like that, low key, Joe. Don't get it twisted. Some folks think like that, man. All right, let me keep rolling. It's number 2.
I had a good man last year. I let his ass go. He was a good. I had a good man last year. I let his ass go. He was a good man, but like I said, he was not my good man. He was everything that I mentioned. He did it, but in regards of what benefited him, and he demanded so much without considering who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. He paid for everything.
Okay.
Any problem you had, he fixed it.
Okay.
Sex, he was good.
You broke it off.
I don't care. Okay, I ghosted him.
Okay, finish. Okay.
For the simple fact, he wanted to have somebody love him he was the only child.
Okay.
So he wanted me to treat him as like his mother, hoping that I would be super affectionate. And I'm not. So that used to aggravate him to the point that he'll yell to the top of his lungs, I deserve to be loved like this. You absolutely do. So go find you somebody else that can do that for you, because I cannot hold you. I can't do that. That's not who I am. Okay. Affectionate. It's not that I wasn't affectionate. He wants me to be super affectionate, and that's not something that I am. And I it's like, even if I try, I'm fake. Mm. I had a good man.
Man. Making it hard, boy. Making it hard. If you want to say something, go ahead, Sybil.
This is really good with the topic posed. That's a person that needs a reality check. And not just that young woman, but also the man that decided to spend his time with her. Like, I'm an only child too, so I can kind of get the idea of, like, you want to make sure that when you put all of yourself into somebody, that you're getting that in return. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're investing that time and that dedication to somebody who is actually worthy of the time that you're putting into them. So I would put that on that man. But for her, she's going to look back much later in life and regret this, because what she's saying is that she's unwilling to change. She's unwilling to basically kind of mold to the other person. And when I say mold, I don't mean completely losing yourself. I mean nobody comes pre-assembled. So you're gonna have to find out where your shortcomings fall and where your good things fall, and then get better. Because if she's gonna say that she's unaffectionate, and as a woman she's gonna remain unaffectionate, she's not gonna get a quality man. Because a quality man would want somebody to be affectionate, especially if you're out there, you're paying all the bills. If anything needs to be done, you do it. So what I would hear is just it's an unequal exchange, and nobody wants to stick around for that. And the way she says it with like this sense of entitlement and pride, it's almost as if she's advertising herself in a way that she's saying she knows she ain't shit. She's okay with ain't being shit and will remain ain't shit like the rest of her life.
Yeah. No, that's real right there, man. Just to piggyback off what you said, that's pretty much where I was going. Just listening to the young lady talk, I was, honestly, I would just appreciate it if she just came out and said that she's not a good woman and she wasn't ready. Like, it's really that simple. Like, just say that. Like, yeah, I see so many videos, man, and that's what's alarming. We're in a time where folks are struggling to get a relationship off the ground. Yeah, but I continue to see videos from some of these young ladies talking about they had these good men, but it's like they just continue to fumble these good men. And then they try to flip it around like it was something wrong with him. Oh, he wanted me to be affectionate like his mama or some stuff. And it's like, this dude ain't said no mess to you like that at all. Yep, ain't no dude. Let me just go and put this out here because I've heard it before a couple times. Ain't no dude telling no woman at his grown age that I want you to treat me like my mama. I ain't never heard that, and you ain't gonna never hear that. Yep. So when I hear these young ladies in these videos talking about he wanted me to treat him like his mama, it's just like, what are you talking about? Yep. Just say you wasn't ready for what his expectations were of you. Just say that. Yep. Just say you fell short. Yep, just say you didn't know how to accommodate what this man needed while he was clearly, according to you, from your own words, taking care of your needs. It's like some of this stuff is wild because it's like we just won't own our stuff. Like we just won't be realistic about where we are at in life, where we at mentally, physically, emotionally. Like we just won't be honest. Like it's always got to be the other person's fault. And it's like you already started out wrong because you talking about you had a good man and you let him go last year. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like ladies out here talking about they can't find a good man and you talking about you let one go because he wanted some affection. Like, you know how many ladies are lying up? You talking about this cat paying bills. You talking about this cat something break, he over here fixing stuff. She bring a problem to him, he fixing it. You know how many ladies are lying up, be frying chicken for this dude and everything else. It's like, what is going on out here? And it's like, then you over here fumbling him and then trying to put it on him, like because he wanted some affection from you as a female. Like, wow, why would a man want affection from a female? But like somehow he was wrong. Yeah, man, we gotta, man. Some of this stuff, like I said, we gotta own. We gotta own where we fall short. Some of this stuff is wild. Go ahead, Coco. You want to say something?
Did she say? I might have heard it wrong. Did she say something about him being raised by a single mother or something like that?
Yeah.
And almost as if him wanting affection, like his mother gave him affection, was like a deficiency. And it's like, since when is a person, any person, man or woman, wanting affection a deficiency? Like him being raised by a single mother explains why he wants to be. I would ask, why are you as a woman who is literally wired to be nurturing, not nurturing? What was your child look like? Did you have a dad in the home? Was your mother nurturing to you? Because why is it that you're missing this particular personality trait that's supposed natural, right? Like when men ask y'all, what do y'all bring to the table? You say, I'm a woman, I'm feminine. And you being female is supposed to explain why that's the bad question. Like you being female, you say, well, what are you talking about? I'm a woman. And that's supposed to just explain why he shouldn't ask you what you bring to the table. Okay, so then you're saying that I am a woman, I am female, I am feminine, I have these natural traits that men desire. So what why are you asking me over and above that? But yet you can't even be affectionate, which is literally which is why we were built to be more emotional, because we're supposed to be able to show affection. That's is literally supposed to be coded in our genetics. So it's weird, right? It's weird. And then I would say this. There's a lot of women, and I talk to women. So I know I say women a lot, but I do primarily talk to women, though. And when I talk to men, it's from a female perspective. There's a lot of women running around saying they need emotionally intelligent men. And now I'm convinced that women do not understand what being emotionally intelligent means. And this is why they're saying it so much, because they're saying men are not emotionally intelligent when some of the same men that they're saying are not emotionally intelligent are quite emotionally intelligent, very much so. It's just now I understand you don't understand what emotional intelligence is, because emotional intelligence is not a person being able to just only manage their emotions. It's also about them being able to manage yours, being able to understand, empathize with you, being able to sense, your emotions as well, and being able to respond appropriately based off the emotion that you're displaying to them. You could not do this for that man. You are not emotionally intelligent. So stop running around here asking men to be emotionally intelligent when you can't give them that. Right? So I just I think it's interesting. And y'all just gonna act like y'all didn't hear her say she had a good man last year. So she ain't had a man since she dumped the good man that she had.
Like, heard that.
I am.
But doesn't that make her a good person in a way? In a way that I said it makes her a good person in the sense that she was the one that broke it off with him, whereas he kept on. So she did him a favor, and basically, you could say it's the best thing that she ever did, probably for anyone, was to let him go so he can then find whoever his person is that's good for him. Because there's a lot of good people out here, and there's a lot of good people with flaws. She's one of them. And that doesn't mean that she's not qualified to find someone who is going to resonate on her level that'll make her happy and make him happy. It's just that sometimes you have two good people. You have good person number A, good person B. They come together, but they're not good for each other. It happens a lot. Oh, this marriage looks perfect. Everything went, on the surface it looks great. Everything, but we just don't click for some reason. We don't understand it. I'm checking off all these everything off the box. She's checking off everything off the box, but it's just not working out. And then you also have to accept other people's flaws and whatever deficiencies they have that they bring to the table, because we all have them. And some people are just not able to reconcile with that. There are some things I'm willing to forgive in one person that I may not be able to forgive in another. And it's not because that person is bad, or it's not because I'm good. It's just that there's a misalignment there. So you can have two good people come together. You've seen two bad people come together and have great relationships, Bonnie and Clyde. So you have two good people come together, and they can be two Christians come together and have great relationships. You have two Christians come together and they have bad relationships. Two bad. So it's not as black and white as this person just doesn't get. No, she did a good thing. You can say it's probably the best thing she ever did was let him go, because he should have did it sooner. So he maybe whatever he was trying to make it work. Hey, he'll realize later on he's probably moved on, found his good person. But I'm hoping that she finds her good person. Not saying that she's this and that and all this. Yeah, we can see that. She has trauma, she has all these things, but we all do. It's not as public, but it is what it is. So she has to find someone that resonates with her on her level. That'll be her good person, like it is for everyone of us.
So So yeah, so I hear what you're saying. Couple things though, Joe. I think it would be more that she did a good deed versus she may be a good person.
Boom.
Cause see the thing is she, of course, cutting him loose, freeing him up to another lady who's going to appreciate him, going, respect him and value, what he is. Yeah, that's a good deed on her part. Cause why, what I'm saying, the fact that, what I'm saying, she's not tying this dude up and holding him back from another woman who would more appreciate what he's bringing to the situation. That's good. But why I say that I still would not call her a good person, is because she, first of all, has not addressed the issues that she has going on, and two, let me just be honest, she ain't living in reality. Yeah, see, part of the problem that's going on out here is folks have gotten to a point where we just, or I'm not gonna say folks, people have gotten to a point where they just don't want to call it what it is anymore. Yeah, we want to put all type of excuses, labels, justifications, and it's like, let's just call it what it is. Just say, well, I said once again that you was not ready for what you needed to be ready for with this particular type of man, even though you was extracting all of these great benefits from this man, because basically you a user. So that's the first thing. The second thing is walking into these situations thinking that you already on point, and then once you get into it, finding out that you're not. But then at the same time, not holding yourself accountable once you find that out. Yeah, so that's a lot of, I think, what is happening out here. Let's say we trying to brush over these issues or brush over these deficiencies that we have in these situations, and let's say we just want to point the finger. Yeah, but you can't continue to do that. Yep, I can't label that a good person, because at some point, like I say all the time, you got to look at yourself first. Yeah, you got to look at yourself first. My man was already coming to you with open arms. And what I mean by that is he was already coming to bring to you. So he was already coming to pay bills. He was already coming to fix your problems and solve your problems. Essentially, he was already coming to lead. Yeah, but just say that you didn't know how to follow. Yep, just say you didn't know how to align to what this good dude, because that's the funny part about it. She was smart enough to recognize that she had a good dude. Like, that's the funny part about it. Like, we really got to let that sink in. She was smart enough to know that she had a good dude that she let go last year. Yep, so that right there should tell you that she already knows deep down inside that she didn't do her part. Yep, she didn't do what she needed to do on her half. Yeah, she told on herself. If you listen to what she said, she told on herself. Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you label somebody a good dude, that's because you ran them across a criteria and they met the criteria. It's just like when a man said, "Man, I got me a good woman." That's because she's hit the marks. So she feminist, she nice, she got the right attitude, the body together, she nurturing. That's how you get to the label. So the fact that she was able to label that man a good man right out the gate, that's one of her, probably her fifth word or whatever she said. She started out with that. So she already knew she dropped the ball, but yet she still tried to put it on him like he was the problem. Yeah, and that's not a good look. Like I said, we got to be honest. We got to be honest about this stuff. Let me check these comments real quick. Let's see. Can y'all just say it? Let's see. So let me get this straight. She had a good man and wasn't willing to be affectionate for someone who did or was willing to do everything for her. She definitely wants a Pookie.
You don't know what she wants, really. I don't think any woman would say I want that. But that doesn't mean they won't end up with someone like that. It just depends on that individual and what energy that they put out there to attract that type of person that they're getting that they may or may not say that they want. So she may end up getting a Pookie, even though that's not what she would consciously say she wants. But if that's what she's vibrating at, then that's what she's going to get. She had already rejected what she had that she, as you said, Quay, acknowledged was a good thing. But what I give her credit, and the only credit I can really give her, is the fact that she did what most women won't do. they'll recognize that good man and then continue to drain his resources. You said that the fact that she did it at all makes her a bad person. I say that the fact that she cut it off as soon as she did makes her pretty decent compared to most women who know they have something good and will say, I'm going to play this role that she herself said. She was honest about that at least. She said, I can't play this role that he wants me to play because I'm not there yet. I can't be someone that I'm not. But a lot of women will be someone that they're not to play that role and to string that man along for much longer than she ever has. So I think a year, yeah, is it a waste of time? Sure. Is it a lesson for him? Absolutely. But it could have went for 10 years. It could have been for 20 years. This woman never loved me. I thought she was just playing a role.
I feel that.
But at least she came out. She said, nope, I don't want no Academy Award. I'll bow out gracefully. I'll take the Razzies Award. I'll take the one for the worst actor because I don't want to play that role. And for that reason alone, that makes her good to me, at least.
I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I'm gonna leave it right there. Go ahead, Coco. You want to say something?
I was gonna say that a person can have like redeeming qualities and still not be. Well, first of all, I'm always gonna take it to the cross, and the word says not one person is good. So while we running around here, Jesus didn't even want to let you call him good. Like while we running around here calling people good, sending everybody to heaven, rest in peace in people that we know was raised in hell the whole time they was on earth, and we rest in peace in them like they in heaven or something, like we know that's where they going. Like, can we normalize not doing that? Can we normalize stop calling everybody good? Everybody is not good. Everybody not good. And just because somebody do something good one time, or what we perceive as good, or they do something that they know they should be doing because it's the right thing. Now it's the right thing to do, that we not put them in a good category. And this is not against you, though. Not against you, because I do understand your point, right? You're absolutely right that this was her redeeming quality. In this situation, she knew she could not be with this man needed. And so instead of trying to hold on to him, she did say, I'm not it. So you should just go and find who is, right? So I agree with you. I appreciate that she was able to do that. But let's normalize, like let's normalize speaking the truth in love. Like let's normalize telling people that, there's some things you need to work on. It's not that she had things that she needed to work on. We all have things we need to work on. It was her unwillingness to do it. She wasn't willing to do it for a good man. She called him good. She qualified good.
Good point.
And she wasn't even willing to address her issues for the good man she said she had. So now what makes us think, all we can do is assume because we don't know her, right? What makes us think that she's going to be willing another good man come along? That is she going to be ready then? See what I'm saying? It's like we have to be more realistic. Let's stop dropping our standards. And let's require people to rise to the occasion, right? And stop dropping our standards. Because the fact that we've dropped our standards is part of the reason why we're at where we're at. See, we've allowed women to feel like bare minimum is okay. We've allowed men to think that it's okay for them to just give us whatever and we'll take it. That's why we have a subset of men that are creating all the fatherless homes. Because we are accepting that. They have friends, they have uncles, they have cousins, they have, that aren't calling them out for being deadbeats. You know what I'm saying? Like where's the community around them that's saying, you a deadbeat, right? Like you vibrating on a low frequency, whatever you want to say. Like, why are we not doing that? Right? So it's one of those types of situations where we have to start expecting more of people. If you can twist that hair up and lay that lace front down and put them lashes on, and if you can do all of that and step out your house with all of that, then I can expect you to get some therapy or some whatever you need to do to heal yourself so that you can give any person the proper amount of affection that a person with feelings deserves. Because if you're not doing that, you're not doing the bare minimum. We're not accepting that, right? So that's my point. Like we're not doing that no more in 2025, right? We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Chat GPT, AI is integrated into everything. You don't even have to think. You can ask them to do it for you. We're not doing that. Ask Chat GPT for some tips on how to be affectionate. Okay, he'll write you a whole dissertation. You don't even have to think about it. Okay, so there's no excuses anymore for anybody to do anything. There are just none, and we're not allowing it.
Civil, I'm gonna
That's real.
one point you made that I didn't even think about, but she ghosted him. I didn't even that was not very. She still left him, but now instead of just telling him, but I think that's a reflection of just the fact that she's just not as affectionate. She's explaining why she's not, and it showed that she wasn't. So I think that was actually in alignment with her character to ghost him, to not to not express her feelings and some things that she's been through emotionally. She probably didn't get the affection that she's projecting onto him that he didn't get. But he has had it to some extent, whether it was a single parent home or whatever, or he could she doesn't know. Yeah, you can be raised by a mother, but you have grandmothers, you have family, friends. She probably has a certain level of expectation of affection that is reasonable, but that she's not used to. And so it was in alignment with her character to ghost her. So for her to do that, yeah, not the way to go, but she still left and left him to figure things out and to get with the woman that's right for him. So would have been better for her to, like an adult, emotional maturity, sit down and say, hey, I'm not the one. No, she didn't do that. So she did the one thing that I think was just perfect for her character, to leave him high and dry. Kind of messed up. I'm sure he might not think of it that way, but that's just the way it is sometimes.
Right, right. No, that's facts. That's facts. JR, you want to say something? I see Civil just came off. JR, I'm gonna let you go first, and then Civil up next. Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, nah, some great points have been made there, and yeah, I called you know, bullshit when Joe started, man, and Mr. Price had to step on it, man. Because here's the thing, right? When Miss Coker was talking, obviously, sorry, Miss Coker, I didn't mean to try and cut you off. I just wanted to define emotional intelligence for me. Obviously, I'm a D grade student, you know, so I'm not really the smartest person. And I do agree with you that yeah, we do need to stop calling men good men or whatever it is, because I've never claimed to be a good man. I know I'm a piece of shit. Like, I understand that very well. But even though I'm a piece of shit, I do have emotional intelligence. And I think that's like the worst thing that a man can have when women ask for it. Because I'm only gonna hold you accountable. And that's the last thing that you actually want. And I was having this conversation with a lady the other day, and that's what it was. And I just said, like, listen, if I'm not emotionally there or intelligent, whatever it is, whatever you say I'm in it lacking, right? Yeah, you can play me because I'm not there, right? I'm not aware. But if you're asking me to be aware, you're gonna run away. So actually, I think I do have emotional intelligence. You're not actually intelligent. That's the actual sad reality. A lot of these women are really stupid out here. Because you're asking men to actually wise up. Men wising up, see through your bullshit. You know? So, and we do try to avoid the conflict, right? To try and hold women accountable. So it's not even a case of, we turn the blind eye to it where we're not emotionally there, right? All we're asking for is, hey, just be a good person. Like I keep saying, why can't women just be good people? Just be a good person. She ran away. Why? Because if she's claiming that he's a good man's not gonna hold you accountable, right? But me, I'm the opposite. I'm not a good man, but I'll still hold you accountable.
Okay. Let me I like how you came in and dropped that bomb real quick. Let me come over to Civil, and I'm coming to Cole right after that. Go ahead, Civil. It's on you, man.
So the one thing that I took away from what the young woman was talking about was the fact that not only that she ghosted the gentleman, it was the idea that she had zero growth. She was the same person she was a year ago. And you can tell from the way she described the situation and was going through it that she did absolutely nothing to actually change. So whether or not she wants a Pookie, consciously, that's just where she's going to end up being, because she's going to end up burning enough nice guys, in air quotes, to where they'll just stop messing with her, because she'll start putting off that aura a lot sooner during the talking stages. And then the dudes that will put up with it are the dudes that don't have any options, or the dudes that are just going to be there because they want to get some cut or whatever it may be in that regard. The one thing that JR mentioned with calling himself a piece of shit is, I think every human being, male, female, we all are completely imperfect, and it's okay to recognize that. But I think holding somebody accountable is actually what makes you not a piece of shit. And it's not just the other people that you're holding accountable, it's also yourself. So if you're holding yourself and other people accountable, you're not a piece of shit. That is the hard part. That is what actually makes you a good man, because you can make mistakes throughout your life, which we'll do all the time. But unless we actually learn from said mistakes, we'll just keep repeating them. And it's one of the reasons why I think we as a people, and I don't mean just black people, I mean in America, we need a reality check, and we need to understand that a lot of stuff that we see online, not only is it not true, it really perpetuates these ideas of like black women not being able to be emotional. They're not soft, they're hard. And it's like she's sitting up there and she's just playing this role. And at some point, I don't know if she is that person, or if she saw that person enough on TV and realized that that's the person that actually gets paid attention to. So now she's being that person, instead of just saying, you know what, maybe I messed up in this relationship. Maybe I need to do something to help myself get better, whether that be, going to therapy, meditating, reading a book, like something that actually allows her to grow and become better. And without doing that, she is destined to be a single mother. She's destined, to continue to bring us down as a people collectively, because she has no accountability for herself. And even when she can say the other person is the good person, she still finds a way to twist it to make it to where that person is the one at fault, because he shouldn't have been so nice and have such high expectations for her, because she's down here and she's accepting being below versus wanting to be more.
No, that's real. I appreciate that right there, man. Appreciate that. All right, Cole, I'm coming over here to you, Cole. You've been quiet for a minute, Cole. So
Oh, man.
let me go and put you on the spot, because I need to know something real quick. This whole emotional intelligence statement that's circulating all around the internet. I'm sure you done seen it just like I done seen it, Cole. So let me ask you this. Just keep it a buck with me. Do ladies truly want an emotionally intelligent man, or are we just saying that for the clicks and the views?
I think all I can say is it depends on the person. It depends on the person. I can confidently say some want a guy that has emotional intelligence. But even still, I think that level varies for everyone. He gave it a hard.
I'm trying to understand. Because go ahead.
I can confidently say some women want men with emotional intelligence. But I guess let's just start at the basis. What does emotional intelligence look like for a man?
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. So I'm glad. So I'm glad you flipped that. I'm glad you flipped that and asked that, right? So that's why I'm asking this question, right? Because a lot of
Nah,
times,
she deflecting a little bit.
no, she is. She is.
She's deflecting. I love you, boo boo, but you deflected just a little bit.
I
No, she.
answered the question.
Just a little
I answered the question because I said some. Because I will not say all. I won't say all. Or I won't say most. I can.
Say majority.
That's the same thing as most.
You know what? I'm gonna
Y'all are
let
terrible.
Cole off the hook. I'm gonna let Cole.
I can confidently say some, but no, I think emotional intelligence looks different for certain people. I think some people might define it a little wrong too. Like, I think some people think emotional intelligence is like a guy has to like know you completely without you saying a word. Like, no, that's not. There's no communication there. So, like, no, that's not accurate.
Right.
And yeah, I think there needs to be a proper basis and definition of what emotional intelligence looks like.
I think I know what it is.
I just gave it
can
to
say
y'all
one
earlier.
word. I can just say it's one word is presence. And that's what I didn't even know that's what it was when it was told to me. She could say you have a high emotional intelligence. I didn't even know what the hell it meant. So it wasn't like I was trying to act out a definition of the word, which I now know what it is. It was just when I realized, I reflected, I said, oh, it was just paying attention, not only to her and what she's saying, and just picking up little nuances, little things that it's easy to miss if you're not present as a man. You're not still. You're not, in a way, somewhat stoic. You're not looking to be heard instead of being listening and just intently and then responding in kind. That to me as a man, is what it means. And at least to a lot of women, apparently that's what it is. It's being heard, being seen. And a lot of men just simply are kind of in their own little world and they don't see not only the women around them, forget about that, but maybe even themselves, their own internal world in reality. So when they avoid that and they're not able to express those emotions in a healthy way, whether it be anger or sadness, not in a belligerent way, then it comes off as very emotionally unintelligent, which is how a lot of men end up in jail because they had a quick trigger, they had a quick outburst, and they didn't manage their anger properly. Not that anger itself is bad, just knowing how to process it. It was me being able to sit there and go through these emotions with this person I was with, and then but not being destructive in those emotions I was expressing of sadness, of grief, of anger, of happiness, and joy. You're doing it in a way that's masculine, but not like belligerent. Oh, I'm so happy, or I'm so angry, or I'm so. It's like this is the way I feel. I might shed a few tears, and not being afraid to do so in front of that person. So that is emotional intelligence on our end. But like I said earlier, when it comes to women, how they perceive it, I think it's more so just present and how we listen intently and how they express their emotions and not being affected by their emotions as well. Because a woman can respond in a way that you may not like, but you as a man just sitting there and going, okay, I see you, I hear you. And that's it.
Okay, Coco, go ahead. Then I'm gonna go to the next one. Go ahead.
I want to read the definition because I feel like sometimes we're putting a little bit too much color on it. So, the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotion and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically, right? And that's just the definition. So, women don't get to have a different definition, men don't get to have a different definition. You're either emotionally intelligent or you're not, right? So it doesn't change, right? So if a woman is perceiving emotional intelligence as something else, then she's not perceiving it properly. It's literally that. And if I am to believe the women that come on the internet, if I'm to believe them, right? If I'm to believe those women, then I have to say that most women don't understand not most, a lot of women
Come join me, Coco. Come join me.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it.
OMG.
I can't qualify most, but I can say a lot just based off of what I'm seeing, right? I think a lot of women don't. They don't really understand what it means, right, to be emotionally intelligent from a male perspective. Even though it should mean the same from a female to male perspective, it should mean the same thing. But I think the reason why women don't understand it is because they don't understand how men think. They've never taken the time to care, to learn how men communicate, how men think, how men see things. And because of that, they're wanting men to respond in the same exact way that they respond. And even though the definition doesn't change, masculine energy and feminine energy is different. So the way a man will articulate himself will be different than the way you will articulate yourself as a woman. And I think we need to learn as women to listen so that we can understand more about men in general. And then we won't be running around here saying men aren't emotionally intelligent.
Miss Coco.
Thanks.
Yeah, so do you think that from the definition, women should remove emotional intelligence and what's the last word? Was the empathy? Was it from the vocab?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Empathetically.
Because if the conversation leaning more towards that men are, more emotionally intelligent or emotionally aware, or whatever it is, that would probably come down to, men having to suppress their emotions a lot more, probably being more stoic out here in society and whatnot. And maybe that's why we can understand certain things. And obviously, I do agree with civil rhetoric when obviously I did say obviously POS, right? And because as a man today, if you hold a woman accountable, that's what you are, because you're trying to hold them accountable. And it's more a case of me actually holding you accountable benefits both of us. You don't crash out, I don't crash out. We're both actually safe. But if I'm not emotionally aware, you're crashing out, I'm crashing out too. So in reality, I do see what's going on, but you just don't want me to call you out on it. And that's just the saddest part about the situation. And it's not that we want to call you out on it and point the finger at you. It's more like, hey, let's resolve the situation before it even escalates. Let's have that conversation. Because, like I said, going back to my great uncle that was sitting a couple months ago, right? I do understand that a lot of things are being said where don't change the definition or whatever it is. Yes, don't change the definition, but we need to re-educate ourselves on the meaning of the words of where we are today, to understand exactly what it is. Hence why when, my great uncle was saying, these men are soft because they're not arguing back with women or whatever it is, I'm being emotionally aware. Because if I now start speaking, you raise your voice, I raise mine, it might go somewhere that it doesn't need to go. So in reality, me not speaking, I'm just being aware of the situation. You know what? You get yours off, I'll hold my end. It doesn't go no further than this. Somebody has to take the L. But with what he was kind of saying was, men, you need to not be aware of your emotions. I end up crashing out. There's no winners in the situation. So that's why I always say, like, hey, let's sit down and have the conversation. Because then if I'm able to articulate myself well and you're able to understand what I'm saying, then there's an understanding that we don't have to ever go there. When we've reached this point, hey, we know what it is. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, no, that's real, man. Listen, you talking about a level of maturity, which, I'm saying a lot of folks, some are ready for and some are not. So but let me keep going.
A lot of times men date us and they're actually disappointed. When you're wondering like, oh, well, why did he pursue me? Why did he want to be with me? And then now all of a sudden he pulling back and he want me to chase him. He got to fucking know you and he's disappointed. Let me tell you this. And this is my shit, so I can say, I done disappointed a couple niggas. I know that there are men out here that was just like admire me from afar and it was like, surprise, I'm a hoe. Like, surprise, look. I fucked you in a week. Like, I know that I disappointed you. Like, I think that men, they see you from afar and they're like, wow, she's out here doing her thing. She's a boss, whatever. And then they get you and they see you off that Casamigos. You drunk as a fucking fish. Your diet don't consist of nothing. You listen to trap music every time you wake up. You have no morning routine. You have no core values. And they date you and they like, damn, like, I thought it was something else. It's actually disappointing.
Man, that's got to be one of the wildest. It's got to be one of the wildest ones I've seen.
That's crazy.
At least she was honest.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, I know we talking reality checks, but yeah, she definitely was. I think she definitely was keeping it a buck. That one got me right there.
Well, is it her fault that she? Okay, that's the question. Is it her fault that she's the way that she is, that she's always been? Or is it the fault of the man who perceived her to be something that she never was?
So I can understand the question. Despite whatever person she's encountered, you still have a personal responsibility to yourself to understand what happened and to make different choices or do something different from there. So at some point, it is her choice.
Thank you, Miss Cole.
No,
yeah,
but
no,
she
that's
knows.
facts.
Right? She did, at least in the video, she didn't deny that this is who I am. It was the issue of men coming into her personal space and finding out who she really is, but they have one idea of who she was compared to the reality of who she was. Now, you could say that it's possible, most likely she manufactured this through social media. She gave one impression, you get close enough, you get to know her, and it's like, oh, it's not like the way you put yourself out there. But then you have a lot of instances where she is who she is, she puts herself out there like that. You get with that woman, it's like trying to get with a stripper and turn into a housewife. And then you expect her, no, you see it. A lot of times they'll tell you who they really are. But because of the beauty, because of the allure, because of the charm, oh, maybe she's not who I think she is. Or I'm hoping that she's not who I think she is. And they get closer to her. Might even sleep with her and realize, nah, she ain't the one for me. I actually know a woman who had this issue. It was my tour guide.
But
So I got a problem with the statement that you just said. You said, well, why you said, okay, oh, he slept with her, and then after that, then he figured out that ain't what he wanted. Like, what do we know? We're missing the whole aspect of the tough conversations and questions. That's out of order. So I'm not even understanding why that order would even happen. Like,
sex first before getting to know the person before. But hey, that's. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm saying that does happen to a lot. I mean, I know a lot of men personally, and I knew it. I'll tell them, you know that she's not right. Well, I don't know that for sure. Sleep with them. Sometimes a lot of men don't do it. I'm not saying that's right. They'll sometimes know that she might not be good, but they'll sleep with them quickly and then act as if they just found out something new about the person. Oh, I didn't know she was like that. Yeah, you knew. You just wanted to get something off. We know what she wanted to get off before you had that post-nut clarity. So a lot of times that blinds us. Oh yeah,
but that's the problem though. That's the problem though, Joe. So to answer your original question, the fault is on her and him. So first of all, let's just keep it a buck. She knew she was whack, but see, she was covering it up with her, with her wig and what she say, bossed up and whatever other nonsense she said. And then he was lusting. He thought she was thick. He thought she was, a little cutie or whatever. So he was basically focused on the smash. That's why you end up in a scenario where you find out the details after the fact. So to Cole's point, the order was off. Yeah, you're supposed to find out the details first. Then you decide if this is something that's going to be physical, whatever. But see, dudes typically, they do it backwards. Well, some dudes do it backwards. So they go in because they think she hot. They think she a little thick one. So they go smash first. Then they start having conversations with her and be like, wait a minute, she whack. Yeah, but see, that's the problem. And see, and on her side of it, she already knows that she's whack. But let's just be honest. Yeah, but a lot of folks know that they whack, but they try to mask it. Let's just be honest.
True.
Yeah, they put on these little fronts. They, like I said, you know, for some of these young ladies, like she said, they bossed up, so they put on their little boss chick uniform. You know what I'm saying? Put on their little lace front, put on their little Von Cleef and their little Gucci purse and whatever else, and they walk around like they bossed up. But then as soon as you start asking the questions, you find out her credit jacked up. You find out she on two notices away from eviction. You find out, you know what I'm saying, she catching Uber, she ain't got no car. So see, this is what I'm saying. It's like we moving unrealistically. This is why we talking reality checks tonight. Like we moving unrealistically, and then acting like we don't understand why things are going the way they going. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like you come on. You done had a couple conversations with this female. You know she ain't about nothing, man. Like, come on. She's sitting here talking about, I know you disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I slept with you in the first week. It's like, let's just be honest. If dudes, there's some dudes out here who will take it. They'll take it in the first week. But trust and believe, after they take it, they're going to have some questions. Yeah, let's just be honest as men. Yeah, if you get it in the first week, after that, you're going to be like, wait a minute, man, that was too easy. Hold on, bro. Who else done got to her? Like, wait a minute, she gave up that easy? Like, let's just be honest. So I mean, like I said, we got to be real about some of this stuff. Like I said, that fault falls on the man and it falls on the woman, because at the end of the day, she already knew what it was. She knew she was whack. Yep, and at the end of the day, he knew she was whack too. But to your point, he wanted to go and get in, do what he do, whatever. And it's like, okay, but don't ask the questions now. Like, you done already, you should have did that flip. Like, you don't ask the questions now. Yeah, because you done went and got it, you know what I'm saying, physically, and it wasn't hitting like that. Now you want to come back. Yeah, maybe she ain't the one. Man, you already knew she wasn't the one when you got it, bro. Like, come on. Like, we ain't got a front, man. Let me go to beatbox. I need somebody who keep it real. Beatboxing, man. Go and lay it out, man. Because I
you know, there's like a couple things I think some women perceive things different, like wrongly. Like, so what I mean by that is, she's like, oh, this guy saw me and I'm all my get up, so he thought he was enamored by me. Women, listen. Sometimes we already know you're a jump off, so that's what happened. So I know some women don't want to hear that, and they think they're the shit. They're awesome. Like, look at me, I got this. Oh, I'm dressed up. No, you were a jump off. I'm trying to see how much it's going to cost me to get you, and I'm going to leave you. That's it. It's not. It's really that simple. She got this twisted. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean, but I got to be honest here. Like, ladies, if the guy's trying to just going to smash you in the first week, right, or a couple of dates, you're going to be in that boat. Now, and that's not in all cases, right? A guy might see you, and then you might, oh, okay, she's pretty cool, and then y'all link up. But that's not generally what's going on out here. Guys are trying to figure out, how much is it going to cost me to smash? Most of the time, as I said before, it's for free. So all I got to do is talk to you a little bit, maybe buy you a Casamigo or two. So maybe it's like $40, you know, hit that and roll. So I'm just saying, man, like I think she got it twisted. You're not as put together as you think, baby girl. I'm sorry. Just saying.
So you're saying that the men are already hip to her, but she's believing that she has some like level of depth to her that she doesn't really have. But that the other men, they already know what they were getting, is what you're kind of saying.
Yeah. The men aren't stupid. We're not as stupid as we appear to be. We're not that dumb. Like, we know what a jump off is. We know what's going on. And she was a jump off. Just because you're a boss chick don't mean you're not. I think people confuse making money and being an entrepreneur as being a good person. Right. Like you're equating all these things to be, oh yeah, that means also I should be in a relationship. Oh, I got degrees. That means I can't be this. No. There's a lot of bad people or evil people with degrees or who are entrepreneurs, all that. So I think women get that twisted too. Just because you got a degree don't mean nothing to me. If you have bad character, listen, there's some guys who are just gonna hit it. I'm just saying, be honest. Like, I used to be that guy. I was bad. I was like, okay, I'm trying to get something from you. How much is it gonna take for me to get it? And then I'm gonna ghost you after that. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Joe.
Okay, go ahead, Civil. Was that
go on,
Civil or
Civil, sorry.
JR? Either one.
That was me.
Go ahead, Civil.
Yeah, go on, Civil. Go on, Civil.
I was gonna say, I agree with what Beatboxer's saying, because 100% the dudes that she wants, she thinks that they're in there and they're simping out for her too. No, the dudes that she wants, they understand what the play is, they know what the game is. They're gonna smash for as long as they can until she's like, well, what are we? And then all of a sudden they're gonna stop talking to her. The idea that she has is that she's winning by doing this, by going out and acting the way she acts and treating herself the way she does. She's acting like that's getting her further in life because maybe she makes a couple bucks. When in the reality of the situation, she's not going to be able to attract the type of person that she would want in life, and she'll end up having to settle for somebody. And then she's going to be mean and do all kind of unsavory things to that man because he doesn't know his own value or worth. So the guys that end up making her feel like what she's saying has some merit to it, those are the guys she doesn't want anyway. The guys that she's given a chance just because. But the dudes that she genuinely wants and would change for, they don't want her. So they'll smash her, and then all of a sudden later in life, she's going to say, well, there are no good men. Men ain't nothing. Men ain't shit. When the reality of the situation was, she was nothing. They treated her like what she was, and then she'll just get whatever scraps are left on the table. And to her, she'll see that as a win now. But when she gets older, she'll realize what her mistakes are, but she's still going to point the finger.
Right. No, that's real right there. That's real. Go ahead, JR. Then we'll come up to Coco. Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, just going off Steve Rich's point and obviously Beatboxer as well, right? Joe, you need to understand, right? Throughout our life as men, we've always known men ain't ish. Right, Joe? Men are starting to understand. Remember that video, emotional intelligence, bro? We're trying to hold these women accountable, right? They can't see it. I'm telling you, majority of these women ain't good peoples, right? And we just need to understand that because we want to have that conversation, right? From two people that do bad things to each other. Like from the first video, we're playing games with each other, right? But like I said, we won't come to an understanding if people don't want to put their pride and ego aside because we're chasing something that sometimes maybe a lot of people just cannot reach. Do we need to humble ourselves in this life? I don't know. Maybe we do. To just understand exactly what it is. Because a lot of people are just living a false narrative out here. And I think, like I keep saying, we're not understanding each other very well.
That's real. Appreciate that right there, JR. That is real. That is real. Coco, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, so I know it probably seems like I've been coming for the women, but really it's because I'm trying to speak to the women. And I'm gonna decode this as best as I can, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong for any woman that is watching and doesn't understand. So basically, the men are saying that you guys are deluding yourselves and believing that you actually have any kind of sway in this scenario, or that you're actually controlling anything about this scenario, right? You didn't trick him. You didn't fool him. He's not impressed. He just sees an easy target. He knows what he's looking at. You think he's fooled by your appearance. He's not. And basically, he is not ghosting you specifically for the reason of you looked good. You thought you had you thought you had tricked him. And and he fell for whatever tricks you was trying to put out by, presenting yourself the way you were. And then once he got to know you, he ghosted you. No, it sounds like they're saying that they didn't buy it from the jump and they ghosted you because they always were going to ghost you because that was the plan from jump. So women are no longer trying to only gaslight men, they're gaslighting themselves into believing that they've actually figured out how to physically manipulate men with this uniform, the lashes, the weaves, the boss lady attire, the you know what I'm saying, the basically. And I don't think that women understand that you guys are all doing the same thing. You're wearing the same things, you're presenting yourselves in the same way. The packaging is exactly the same. This is why they can see you a mile coming, because the packaging is the same. It's exactly the same. And I'm not saying that, trends are trends. I'm not saying that women don't sometimes just hop on a trend because we like it or something. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm talking about from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, everything is exactly the same. Even the way you do your makeup, everything is exactly the same. And men are not falling for it. They're not intrigued by it. They don't like it. And that's why you guys are walking around trying to figure out why the plain girls are getting proposed to and the baddies are single. Because you're not tricking men like you think you are. They see right through it. They're not ghosting you because your diet is trash, even though, don't get me wrong, your diet shouldn't be trash. You should have some type of morning routine. You should be taking better care of yourself. You shouldn't be bald when you take that wig off. You shouldn't have a scoop of lashes when you take the eyelash extensions off. You know what I'm saying? Like your teeth should look like, your teeth shouldn't look like chiclets just because you don't have veneers. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be doing better. You should be doing better for yourself. This is all very true. Right? But that's not the point. The point is you're telling them without telling them, because they are actually emotionally intelligent enough to be able to see for themselves that you are not what they would settle down with. You're not the legacy builder. That's not you. You're not that. You're definitely not that. So they're not ghosting you because they are disappointed. They never had high expectations for you in the beginning.
Right. No, that's real right there. No, that was straight to it. All right, I'm gonna flip this up before we get up out of here, man. I got one last one I'm gonna throw up. And this is a scenario. I'm gonna present y'all the question, so y'all watch, and I'm gonna present the question on this one.
My name is Cortez.
My name is Lucky.
My name is Cortez.
My name is Lucky.
You don't need to be pumping the guy by yourself.
I know.
Where you from?
I'm from Tampa.
That's a boyfriend?
No, that's my son.
What's up, little man? How you doing?
What you got going on, bro?
Oh, you a little aggressive. Damn.
What you got going on, bro? I don't need to play like that.
Hey, man, hey, what's up? How old you is?
You don't even got to worry about that, bro. You just get from around here.
Well, you a big jit, boy.
Oh, so now you're protective? Nah, they get treacherous right here, bro. Hey.
All right. So y'all saw that video. So I'm coming to the panel on this. My question is who is wrong? Who is out of pocket? Is it the mama, the son, or the man hollering at the mama at the gas station? Who's out of pocket? Who's wrong? Is it the mama? Is it the son? Is it the man hollering at the mama at the gas station? I need to know who whacking this one. Cole, I saw you come off real quick, Cole. What's up, Cole? I saw you come off fast.
Okay, I can only speak for my view. But if we're looking at the scenario from beginning to end, I did not like the guy's approach.
Okay.
So knowing like how he was talking, I assumed it was night. So if it's nighttime and I'm pumping gas, I really wouldn't want to be approached.
Mm-hmm.
So And if you are going to approach me, not, I don't want to say his words were aggressive. It's just the wording is not something that I would respond to and wanting to be approached.
Okay.
Well, that's what he said.
Um,
That's apparently she enjoyed it. She didn't mind it. So yeah, it's not
that's
gonna.
that's fine. I said at the beginning I can only speak for me.
Okay.
So I would say, looking at that scenario, it started off with the guy coming off wrong, and then in terms of the son that was in the front seat, I can understand him coming out the car as like the mother's son, but also I have some issues still with that. Because I feel like somewhere along the line she's putting him in a place where he doesn't need to be as a young man.
Right.
Okay.
So somewhere with the interaction with the young son coming out, I would say somewhere the lady is wrong. And also just as a young man, I mean, I didn't really like the wording that he had either. Like it wasn't much better than the guy approaching. So I feel like something was wrong somewhere with the female and the male interaction.
So why was the woman wrong though? Because if she was
Huh?
just, I said, why was the woman wrong if she was just a recipient of being approached? She liked it. So I'm trying to see like where she. I you
I
okay? You don't
said
like
I said if it were me. So
that? True.
I would not. So for me, I would not. Um, I would not have my son coming out the car in that type of approach. And the wording would have been like at some point with the wording on how he said it, as his mother, I would have said, okay, that's not how you speak, or something to that degree. It's a way to ask a question without whatever that wording was. Like it just wasn't something that I deemed respectful. Like I said, the way that he spoke to me was no different than how the guy approached. If
Right.
I'm looking at the wording.
Right. Basically, he was. This is the interesting thing, right? Don't come out the car trying to protect me and cape for me when you can't pump the gas. If
That too.
you big enough,
That was which
if
is why I
you're
left
big
it on
enough to,
there.
if you're big enough to stand up to this grown man, then why weren't you adult enough or man enough to pump the gas? Why is she pumping the gas, but then you don't want no man approaching her? If you're concerned about that and it's late at night, then you get yourself out there and you pump the gas, and then she can stay in the car and you ain't even got to worry about a man approaching her funny. You ain't even got to worry about that, right? So if you're gonna put yourself in that position, I'm protecting my mom. If you're gonna do that, then do it right. Do it right. And she is wrong, because she shouldn't be allowing her son to feel comfortable enough to basically get in her business like that, one, and talk to another adult like that, right? Like up until that point, maybe the man could have said, he could have approached her in a more professional way. I don't know. He could have said something maybe slightly different. But up until that point, he hadn't threatened her. He hadn't threatened any harm to bodily harm her or anything like that. So why he came out the car with that level of energy, I don't understand that. And if you're gonna have that energy, keep it. You pump the gas. You could easily say, you know what, Ma, it's okay. I got the gas. Why don't you get in the car? You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? And then my man wouldn't have even been able to say anything else to her, because you've removed that element, right? If you're trying to look out for your mom. But it's just weird when I see situations like this and people make this kind of content. It's another chick on TikTok. Her son be talking to her any old kind of way, and they doing it for views. And I'm just like, but this is a weird dynamic. Like we laughing at it because some of the stuff is kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like this level of relationship a son shouldn't have with his mom. You know, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Okay, well, I
Not
appreciate that
much,
right
not
there.
much intelligence
Go ahead,
there.
JR. Go ahead,
Yeah,
JR. It's
nah.
on you.
Yeah, nah, the situation's it's a messy one. Like Miss Cole's right, you know. Obviously, I do understand where Miss Cole's talking about the approach in terms of the language and the words used from the son and the man. But maybe that's just how they talk down there, or whatever it is, right? I don't know. But I thought the man, you know, he tried to keep it as respectful as he could. The son stepped out. He tried to defuse the situation by addressing the young man rather than, you know, keep talking to the mom, ignoring the son. You know, he did try to actually address him respectfully, you know, man to man. But the son was still bugging out a little bit. And yeah, he just seemed like the type to just be probably in a little crash dummy, emotional intelligence ain't there, man. So he needs to start learning quickly, you know. The older guy, like I said, he came in correct, tried to teach him that by addressing him the right way. Let's diffuse it. Let's not get to that because it doesn't need to be that, you know. But maybe, yeah, the son pumping the gas to help the mum or, you know, protect her, wherever it is. Something that maybe they can sort out figure out in the future so they can avoid that situation if he wants to protect his mum. But, you know, obviously, I don't know. Cause I was thinking maybe is the dad in the picture? I don't know. Maybe that's where the son jumped out. I don't know. You know, maybe mom and dad still together. Mom probably tried to play a little game, but I don't know. Or maybe the son is still good with dad, but hey, ain't nobody can come next to mom. Like them type of vibes there. So I don't know, but it's a hard one. So I don't know. I'm not really gonna blame anyone, but it's just a hard one.
Okay.
I just want to know what did the guy want by trying to approach her at the gas station? Because at that point, all you got to go off is physical attraction.
Cole, you every
That's what
What?
that's the conversation.
What?
Cole,
What? What?
What?
So,
Of
so
course.
what
Oh no,
the
no, it was a rhetorical.
hell?
She asked a
That's why
rhetorical
she had
question.
the buckets out.
I know. I'm just saying,
That's why
like,
she had them out.
No, I'm
A
pretty
guy's
sure that
walking
was
up
a
to a girl
rhetorical
that he's
question.
yeah, Cole, God bless you.
Hallelujah.
We like the way women look physically, and that's what
Name
gets us through the
Cortez.
door.
My name is
You don't
Lucky.
see, you don't need to be pumping the guy by yourself.
Fuck it.
Where you from?
I'm from Tampa.
That's a boyfriend?
No, that's my side.
What's up, little man? How you doing?
What you got going on, bro?
Oh, you a little aggressive. Damn.
What you got going on, bro? I don't even play like that.
Hey, man, hey, what's up? How old you is?
You don't even gotta worry about that, bro. You just get some around, bro.
Well, you a big jit, boy.
Oh, so now you're protective? Nah, they get treacherous right here, bro.
Get treacherous.
not the treacherous. Oh God.
That's a big word that day in school, huh?
Yeah, I think, man, y'all being real nice tonight.
Cole, we
Y'all
approach
being real
women like
nice.
that when they're physically attracted. We don't. That's a biological. We can't control. We don't go off personality. What personality? We find that out after the
I
fact.
forgot who I was talking to. My bad. I'm sorry.
No jokes.
Hey, you're
I
talking.
forgot.
Hold
I
on.
forgot.
Let me try to get this just right because I need y'all to see what I'm looking at. Let me see if I can get this just right. Hold on.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're about to do, Mr.
Let me
Price.
see if I can get it. Let me
What is
see
it?
if I can get it just right.
Right
Right there. Right there. So this right here. Who said this is weird? Was that Coco that said that this is weird? This stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think somebody dropped this in the comments, and it might have been in the back. This son husband stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah.
This is this right here. Yeah, look how she looking at this little young fella.
Oh,
Look
damn.
at this look.
I
Like
can't believe
this ain't how you look at your son. Let me just keep it a buck. Like I got to catch it right at the scene right here. This ain't how you look at your son. Yep, and at the end of the day, as a mother, if you're trying to raise a respectable son and trying to teach him how to be a grown man and all of this stuff, then he ain't gonna be sitting in the car anyway. He gonna be out here trying to pump the gas, get his man on and all of that. Yeah, so for this little dude to come hopping out the car after my man come up, because we know why my man is at the gas pump. He trying to come get a number. Yeah, he trying to come get a number. It's real simple what he doing. But for this little dude to come hopping out this car after the fact, when he should have already been out the car and the mama been sitting in the car, and then she giving him this look, this is a whole problem right here. Yeah, this is a whole problem. Yeah, but I gotta call it what it is, because these are the same guys. Let me just be honest. These are the same guys that women be complaining about. Yeah, but this is how it starts. It starts right here at this scene right here. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, we touched on order a little bit earlier, and this whole scene is out of order. Yeah, this mama, she should be in the car, and this dude should be out here pumping his gas, and he might have swiped mama's credit card in the pump, but he should be out here pumping the gas, and she should be sitting in the car. So ain't nobody walking up to come holler at mama and nothing else. Yeah, but the fact that this is even happening, and my man is standing up here like he the big dog, but yeah, he couldn't pump the gas, that tells me that this little fella, he ain't even getting the right raising. He ain't even getting the right, you know what I'm saying, advice. He ain't even got the structure. Yeah, you can see you coming out here trying to be a little tough guy with your little tight pants on to see what if my man decided to fold you right quick. Yeah, now your mama gonna have to respond. Now y'all about to be sitting here brawling. Like this whole thing is out of order. Yeah, but it started being out of order from how this young fella is being brought up. I can tell you that right now. Because mama shouldn't even be out the car. And I'm gonna be honest with you. What was y'all talking about? What Donovan say? Her well, hold on, let me find that comment. He said something about a thigh something. Yeah, he said the thigh meat was where is it at? I can't find it. Can't find the comment, but he talked about, yeah, there you go, right there. He talked about the 90% of her thigh meat out. She shouldn't even be out the car. Yeah, slide her on back in the car, man. Pump the gas, do what y'all doing, get up out of there. So yeah, my blame is on the mama. My blame is on the daddy. And then my secondary blame is on this young fella. Yeah, let me just call it who he is. I can already tell what it is. A lot of stuff going on. I didn't know if you want to say something, Civil. Go ahead, man, if you want to say something.
I'm 100% in agreement with you. I would honestly, I wouldn't even place any of the blame on the young man, because he's still too young to actually understand what he's doing and the danger he's putting himself in.
Right,
but he's still a boy, so he's a man. So I would agree with that. I would have to place 100% or 99.99% of the blame on the mother, and not because of how she went about and handled that interaction. It's because of the decisions she's made in her life that is placing her in these situations. And in all honesty, that young man could have been in super danger. Like, this is how a lot, because maybe he folds a dude, hits him, he falls back, hits his head on the concrete, now he's dead. Now your entire future, your entire life is gone. All because you weren't raised correctly. Someone didn't tell you that you should be out pumping the gas, daytime, nighttime, anytime. Because as a man, that's a part of our responsibility. That's a part of that protection package in which we need to be a part of. A lot of protection is basically identifying an issue before it happens and then just avoiding it altogether. Being a protector doesn't mean if something does happen, you run up there and now you want to go get into some situation, which not only puts you in a position to lose your life, take someone's life, but now the future of your family is in jeopardy. Because if you go to jail or you go into the upper room, you're not going to be able to be there, protect them, and take care of them. And that woman, based on that interaction, because 1, the boy came out with so much aggression. 2, he came out super emotional. 3, he wasn't pumping the gas. You can just tell she's raising a young, over emotional young man who's going to end up, ruining his life over some pointless garbage. And the guy that went to talk to her, shoot. I can't get mad at him for that. Shoot. That's what they do. But for her to even to like, oh, now you want to protect me, like the way she's kind of like making it okay with her son to be acting the way he is, when she is an adult, should understand the danger he could be putting himself in. It's just terrible parenting, like all around terrible parenting.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing is, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm coming to you, B-Boxer. The other thing is the fellas. Yeah, let me hold that thought. I'm coming back to B-Boxer. Go ahead, B-Boxer. I'm gonna let you get it out. Go ahead.
You got the finger, dude. Come on.
What?
It's on you, B-Boxer. Go ahead, man.
My bad. I think everybody's a problem in this scenario. I think most of it's on the mother. Listen, I'm not really going to walk up on a lady at night. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that. Like, you got to kind of know where you're at as a man, right? Like, I get you want to shoot your shot, but this is a bad idea. Even if you're liking something, like, oh, better luck next time. Number two, from the language and the way they were speaking, they're from Florida. He used the word jet. So I kind of, and they used the word Tampa. So you're in a state where it's the Wild West too, right? So you're a boy coming out talking about you get wild out here, you get shot up in there. Like Florida is a Wild West. I don't get why, I don't know, man. In certain states, you just can't be talking like that to people. You better be minding your business, right? And the mother's just raising the pookie. I mean, I don't know, man. This is, as Mr. Price said, this is kind of how it starts, right? These boys be talking, the way they act, the way they roll. His hands are near his pants too. So, listen, I live close to Baltimore, so these things even trigger me. So he either he's acting like he has a knife or a gun. So things like that. If I see see anything like that as a man, and I don't care how old you are, you roll up on me like that, you might catch something. I'm not going to let you just roll up on me, even if I'm in the wrong. Oh no. I'm not getting down bad. I'm not going to the upper room. That's not finna happen to me. I'm not gonna be dead by no 14, 15-year-old. So listen, and again, the mother is just mostly wrong. I don't necessarily care about the gas pumping thing. I'm a little more progressive on that, but this is me personally. But yeah, and I'm glad Mr. Price landed on this. You noticed the way she looked at her son. That was really, it was almost like a sexual look. It was weird. It was odd. And that's why I put the Oedipus thing on it, because it was weird. I was like, why are you looking at your son? It is like a longing, like, oh, this is turning me on. I was like, bro, that's gross.
It's almost like something she didn't get from maybe the father of the son. She's superimposing that desire onto her son. So that's the way she done raised him.
You can tell from her body language too. She moved closer to. Yeah, it was all word. It was gross. I'm gonna keep it landed there. I'm not even gonna go any further than that. It was gross stuff like that.
It looked like adoration to me. It looked like adoration. It looked like adoration. But I'm gonna say this. I don't disagree that the reason why I believe it looked like adoration is because I agree with you guys saying that she's not getting it anywhere else. So when her son is showing this protective nature over her, or you know what I'm saying, basically stepping in to fulfill that masculine role, that's why I'm saying it looks like adoration. Like she's admiring him and she's adoring him because he's doing this, and there is no other man obviously around that is doing this and fulfilling that for her. So he's fulfilling that role, and I do think that it sets a dangerous precedent as a mom to allow yourself to get comfortable with allowing your son to do that, right? He's a young man, so innately this is something that he provides just because of his biology, that wanting to protect you, that wanting to, this is something that should come natural for him. Not saying that it doesn't need to be nurtured, and that he doesn't need a male mentor to help him channel that, like Civil was saying, help him, understand how to respond from, with how to deal with his emotions, how to respond when he's feeling a certain type of way, so that he doesn't act the way he just did in the video. Um, but these are things that will come natural for a man, because these are things that are ingrained, from my understanding, in men, right? So I think she's responding to that, because if she had a man, he would be doing that. But at the same time, putting your son in that particular position where he even feels like that's his place and it's really not, is dangerous. It sets a dangerous precedent. Not just in that scenario where he could have gotten hurt, but just in life. Like, he needs to understand boundaries, and he needs to know how he should behave as a man. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I would just say that, and I'll land there. But these young boys too. Like, I was gonna say this because I happen to have boys. Like, listen, y'all don't, if y'all are not a mom with a boy, then y'all don't understand, because these boys are very protective of their mothers. Very, like, they really don't want other men looking at their mothers. They definitely don't want, men commenting, or they don't want to even think. They don't want men like saying hi. Like, these boys do not play about their moms. But I think that even with that being the case, I think that there needs to be boundaries. I think it needs to be handled better.
Right. No, I agree with that. Let me say this real quick, then I'm coming over to Cole. I'm not letting my man at the gas pump slide either. I ain't letting him slide either, man. Let me say this real quick, because I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is happening at this point. I'm gonna mute you for a sec, Coco. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is happening at this point. I know, Cole mentioned, saying him, the way he was coming at her, saying when my man came to, holler at her, do whatever he was doing. I know Kenyatta also dropped a comment, talking about the time of night that it was, and so forth. And I'm just like, man, fellas, we got to do better too. Yeah, so how you walking up on the female at the gas station? I said it was dusk outside, so I'm just going to say it's 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. How you walking up on the female, asking her where she from, while she's sitting there pumping some gas? You ain't volunteered to grab the pump and pump it for her. You ain't showed no type of gentle mask, like just nothing. Like, how you just gonna walk up to this female just to extract? Like, with no nothing. Like come on, fellas. Like, we gotta do better. Cause see, the thing is if that was your approach, I'm just keeping it a buck. If that was your approach and it actually got you something, that's probably not the chick you want anyway. Yeah, because the chick who's probably about something, who's probably worth your time long term, she's going to respond differently to you doing that. Yeah, she going to have a different type of response for you walking up on her. She going to have a different type of response for you walking up on her and then not volunteering to pump the gas while you talking to her and kicking it with her, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, if you was able to pull that little nonsense that you just pulled, and this young lady responded to you like that with a little smile on her face, that's probably not the chick you want. That's probably why the son hopped out the car. So this just to the fellas, man. We got to do better, man. If you're gonna be approaching these chicks out here on some serious stuff, trying to find you a little somebody, man, at least do it clean, man. Like this old hood stuff fellas doing these days. It's like, man, what you expect, bro? Yeah, like what happened to that manly? Man, let me be quiet for a minute, man. Let me come over to Cole. Cole. So I see you in the I see you back here sparking it up. What you wanna get off your chest? Come on, say what it is.
I'm not about to blow up the chat, beatboxing.
We listening. Come on with it. What you got?
So, I just had a question earlier about the emotional intelligence. So based off the definition given, the three words that I understood pre-reading the definition to me were awareness, communication, and empathy. And then adding on the piece that emotional intelligence looks different per energy, masculine or feminine, then I kind of think that based on that, then men, some have emotional intelligence, but have different levels of it. So, for example, like I would think a masculine man probably would not have or have a lower bar of empathy, but at least will have like an average bar of communication and awareness.
But what would make you think that? Okay, but I'm just asking a question to understand.
Mhm.
So, what would make you think that because masculine energy equals less empathy? Where are you getting that from?
I'm getting that from thinking that men don't show their emotions.
So, spot on. You led me right where I wanted to go.
Mhm.
A man having emotional intelligence is why you are perceiving as a woman that he doesn't express his emotions. He doesn't express his emotions by your estimation because he is a man that is emotionally intelligent. Men cannot express their emotions the way women do. They can't. Men cannot express their emotions the same way women do. They cannot. One, because we're not going to allow them to. Because the minute we think they're expressing their emotions in a feminine way, the way that a woman would, we're going to call them sassy. We're going to start looking at them differently. We're not going to, we're going to be like, I don't know if I like that side of him. We don't really want that. We say we want men to be vulnerable and be able to express themselves, but then when men do that, often it is not received well, not only by women, but by society in general. We just saw a young man, he was very emotional when he came out. His emotion he was expressing was aggression. Like he was very aggressive for no reason. Almost like angry for what reason? My man hadn't disrespected his mom or anything like that. Maybe he shouldn't have approached at that particular time, but he wasn't disrespectful in his approach. So he didn't have to come out with that level of aggression. That's somebody who does not know how to regulate their emotions. Mm-hmm. See, men have to know because society is going to hold a man accountable if he does not know how to regulate his emotions properly. He's going to be held accountable if he acts out, if he doesn't know how to regulate his emotions. Right? So men really can't express their emotions the same way women express their emotions. So this is why I said as women, we have to start understanding how men work. And then if we understand how men move and how men work and what masculine energy is, instead of putting our own definition on it, then we won't be walking around here talking about how men aren't emotionally intelligent. We won't be walking around here saying men aren't this and men aren't that. We'd understand that men are just expressing themselves differently. When we get upset, we may want to talk about it. They may not, because their way of dealing with it is, I'm feeling a certain type of way and I got to go process this. I don't want to argue it out to figure it out while we're in the middle of an argument. Mm-hmm. My logical mind is telling me I got to step away for a minute and process it. You might be right. I might be wrong. But in order for me to come to understand it, I got to walk away and process it the way I need to process it so I can come back to you so we can have a better conversation. I can't stay here with you and argue because that's how you feel right now. Right? See, that we have to understand that it's not that he doesn't understand how you feel. He needs to be able to process what you're telling him. Right? And I think that if, as women, if we understood that men just, they operate differently, and we make room for a man to be a man, and then men make room for us to be women without making us feel bad about it, then I think we can actually move forward and make some progress. I think the problem is women are making men feel bad for being men and doing what men do. And then there are men who are making women feel bad for being women, for just being women, and us doing what we do and how we process things and how we get emotional, and we're just being women. And some men want us to feel bad about that. And I think that's part of the problem, right? We're not really trying to understand each other. We're just putting a bunch of assumptions on each other, and we want to control the narrative.
And when you speak about empathy, that was great, Coco. The one person or the one man I would think of that had the most empathy of all is the most cliche of all is Jesus Christ. I mean, if your theory about a man having less empathy in general is true, then you wouldn't have had Christianity spread the way that it spread all over the world. It just wouldn't happen because he had too much empathy as a man. So I think it's less about us. It's like Chloe said, a lot of it's conditioning. That's what we've been taught. That's what our fathers taught us, and we assume that having less of it for ourselves means that we feel more like a man, even though that may not be true. It has some very bad side effects to that. And you have to kind of unlearn some of those things if you want to connect to someone, especially to the woman that you love, without that level of empathy that we're supposed to have. You realize, oh, this is probably not a good idea. It works in the short term. You want to get around a bunch of women, you know, they come and go, blah, blah, blah. You don't get the woman that you want to stick around, the woman that you want to love, but you don't know how to love because you lack that level of empathy. You start thinking, well, is it because I'm a man? No, it's because that's the way we've been conditioned. These are the things that we've been taught to do. And then you have to try your best to unlearn those things because it's not true. And again, I look at Christ and the way he went about it, the most empathetic man of all time. So if he can do it, then certainly all men around the world can do it. It's just that sometimes we do have to shut it off when it comes to war in a lot of cases. Defending our country, sometimes even defending ourselves. So we shut it off, but we shut it off for a longer period of time than we should. And then we forget to know, we don't know how to turn it back on. So it becomes our default mode, that lack of empathy, so to speak, because shutting off those emotions protects us from having to do things that we don't necessarily want to do, or we have to do things that we don't necessarily want to do in order to get a certain result. And it can make you, it can make you a very unempathetic person. That doesn't mean that by nature that's the way we are. It just means that that's just the world. I think of Rocky for sometimes, you know, the world keeps beating you up, beating you up. There's this quote that we had, I think it's Rocky 4 or 5. And it's Rocky talking to his son. You know, it's not about how hard you get here, it's about how hard you keep going and all this other stuff. And that's true. And that works for a moment. If we hold on to that, then it's hard to turn that off. And then we forget how to be empathetic. And then it's like, yeah, it's not good. Then we start losing ourselves. It's terrible. So it's not that we don't have the capacity to. We do. We just don't. We turn it off. We have it turned off. We're not encouraged to keep it turned on. And so now we're in a situation where it's just, this is just the way it is. So to your perception, it looks like we are less empathetic. But it's not that it's because that's by our nature. It's just because that's the conditioning that we've had in society.
So Cole, I don't want to I don't want to lose that. So is that how y'all feel? Y'all feel the fellas aren't empathetic out here? You keep it real.
For me, can I just only speak for me? I want to say yes, but I'm saying yes because of, and it could be the wrong scenario or wording or situation. I think the issue that I run into where I make that conclusion is if I ask like a direct question that might be geared toward the person's like action or reaction, then I don't really get a response, or like the response is a little um deflective.
Can you give an example? Like
Yeah, I
one.
was about to ask. Can you give an example of that?
Sure. So now you're making me think. I'm trying to ask you a insightful question now. I think. Oh, I can give an example. An example would be. I think. I don't know. I don't know if that's fair. I would. Okay. I don't. I don't know if it's fair, but it's an example. So speaking to a male person, and I basically made a comment about like their lack of communication. So I basically said like, you know, you only communicate on certain things, gave those specific examples. And I just basically said, I unfortunately think your communication is not that great. I didn't say it sucked, but I just said I think it's not that great. And I was like, is this something that you're gonna work on? Do you think you should work on it? Do you think it's not a problem? And basically, they waited like I think a day or two, and they were just like, "Can you stop?" I was like, "Ooh." So we're not gonna address the issue. Like I'm okay to have an open conversation about it, but obviously you don't. And this has happened on multiple occasions. Like the pattern is even if I lightly just mention like, hey, this is probably an issue, or I wasn't a fan of said communication, the person responds back later like, can you not?
Can you be a
So
tad more specific? A
oh,
little bit more.
I
Oh, come on.
Just a little bit.
but I said it to say, like, this type of pattern has kind of occurred with a few males where I'm like, I will kind of just give a direct, like, hey, that's probably not good communication. And it's kind of met with a negative response or like a little deflective. And I'm like, okay, is this just like something you don't want to talk about? We just not going to address it.
Yeah, that could be a couple things. That could be a couple things. I will say this. I say because there's a couple things that could be happening in that scenario. I would have to hear both sides to make a clear judgment call on that. But I will say this. And I've said this before. I think that we really could. It really would do us some good if we had more conversations as men and women. Yep, talking to each other and understanding each other and how each other functions. Yeah, I think that piece is missing. And I'm not saying that this is, this was you and the situation that you brought up, Cole, but I think sometimes women want men to communicate like women, and that's just not gonna happen. And I think sometimes men want women to communicate like men, and that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said I think it would do us some good, listen, we try to do some of that on this show. I said, I think it would do us some good if we talked more as men and women to try to understand each other. Because I said, there's just so many instances that I see that validate that we just don't understand how each other functions. Like we just be winging it. And then when something happens, you be like, why is that happening? Or why did he? And it's like, there's a reason for that. But it's like, we don't talk. We just make a lot of assumptions. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know some of it is conditioning. And then I know also we'll never admit it, but some of it is fear. If sometimes we don't want to know how the other person operates because it's going to expose something about us. Yeah, but we really don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I know, listen, right now we touching on this this emotional intelligence. I said we get ready to get up out of here right after this, but I've seen a few videos to date where some young ladies have said that folks, will want these emotionally intelligent men until he starts calling her out. Yep, until he starts calling out some of the stuff that she's doing, then all of a sudden she don't want that emotional intelligence no more. And there's some validity to that. And that goes for the, for the men and the women. You know what I'm saying? There's some validity to that. So I think sometimes we don't want to know, which is why we won't have the conversation, because once again, it's going to expose something about us or something we're not doing right. So I'll leave it at that. We're going to take some closing to get up out of here, man. It's about that time. I'm coming across the top and the bottom and we gone. Coco, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, to the topic. The original topic was, Black people need a reality check. I think this is true. I think that I'm speaking to our people. Obviously, I think people in general need a reality check, but Black people in particular, because everything just seems to affect us so much more drastically. And I think it's because we are smaller. I'll say community because we are a group of folks. I don't know if we act like a community or we don't move like a community, but we are actually a community. And I think that we need to pay attention to that. Like, we're so busy fighting each other that I just don't think we get that the very thing that's separating us is the thing that's destroying us. Like, we're not thriving as much as we could be as a community. We're thriving, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it this way: we're not thriving as individuals either. Like, the narrative that we paint on social media is that Black women are so smart, Black women are so educated, Black women are this, that, and the third. But I just heard it said today, and I agree. But Black women are still falling from the same okie doke, from the same old Pookies and Ray Rays. So how intelligent are you? And when exactly are you putting that intelligence into practice? Like, the reality, once you pull back the curtain, is as women, we are in debt. As women, we're starting, but we're not always finishing those degrees. As women, you know what I'm saying? We are prioritizing aesthetic, and we're not spending enough time prioritizing our health. As women, there's a lot that we could work on. So while we're painting a picture to the world that we're thriving, we're really overwhelmed and burnt out by this Black women are strong trope. That whole thing is literally running us into the ground. That's why we're so angry at our men. We won't say that. We're angry at our men because they're supposed to be our first line of defense. We're angry at our men because we're trying to figure out why we're so tired and why we're so burnt out and why we don't have no help and we're looking at our men like, this is what you guys are supposed to do for us. But the gag is, we told them we didn't need them. That's the gag. That society has us believing that we're so smart because we're enrolled and we're finally making some real money, and so society has told us, for all of these reasons, you're a strong Black woman, you don't need him. and we bought into it. And the reality check is this is what it looks like. This is what feminism, take a look around. This is what feminism did to you. You could say it's not true. You could say, oh, no, at the roots of the movement, it was this and it was that. You could say that if you want to. But look at what the movement has done. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? This is the results of it. So I think just as a woman speaking to women, right? The men can talk to the men, but as a woman speaking to women, like I think that this is the reality check that we need. The fact that we're on social media every day talking about how we don't have no village and we're single moms and we're burnt out, that's the reality check that you need. Take that lesson and learn from it. The fact that you're, on social media every other day talking about how rent going up, food prices going up, EBT is about to get, affected, and all of these things, and you whining and crying because they found out you making a little money on TikTok, and now they like, oh, you don't need our money then, sis. You a social media influencer. Give us our money back. Now you and your feelings. See, yeah, that's a reality check. You need that. Catch that lesson. But see, the problem is we're still stuck in that delusion. But life is literally, y'all don't see it. Life is literally coming, like it's coming back around. Like reality is trying to check you. You're just not receiving a correction. And I think that's the problem. And that's why we're stuck.
That's real. That's real right there. Appreciate that closeout. Cole, you want to say anything before we get out of here, Cole?
Definitely want to echo some things that were just said. Based on the topic, Black people need a reality check. Yes, we do. And it is definitely, I would say, if not clear before, clear now, especially what's going on with the interesting individual that governs the White House at this very moment. I think a lot of I can't. I think a lot of some of the policies and recent firings and some folks and redistricting and things like that, are some loud echoes that confirm that Black people need a reality check. And, if there was a time to come together, it would definitely be now. And I think, it's only unfortunately going to get even worse. I can't even fathom what that worse even looks like, but it should not get any worse for us to understand, some of the games, a lot of the games just needs to stop. Like, where's the collective, hey, we just need to reset? Like, what else is it going to take where you start to see, a collective voice saying, hey, yeah, we definitely need to get it together. We definitely looking really bad out here because we're looking terrible right now. So yes, to the topic, we definitely need the reality check, but it should not take things happening to this particular group for us to change. So
Right. Well, that's real. And I appreciate that right there. Appreciate that. B-Box, it's on you, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, yeah. To the topic, Black people need a reality check. I just don't think. I kind of think in some ways we kind of need to go the way of Exodus, because I just don't think there's like I said, I really have no hope as a collect. Like when it comes to political stuff and other things, we're generally more uniform than other groups of people. So I'm not even necessarily worried about that. But when it comes to things that really matter, like family and whatever, we're just not. And I just don't think as a group we're going to be. I just think as a majority of us is kind of over. And I just don't think no matter what happens, too many people we're just too individualistic. And I don't think that's ever going to really change. And I mean, historically speaking, that's kind of been our MO. So even if you look at back certain things, it's just been that way. So I just don't. I don't know, man. Yeah, I want to be optimistic, but I don't know, man. Good luck, people, because like Cole said, like it's the listen. I'm going to because I'm an economics major and political science major too. The economy is going to be really bad for a while. Just get ready in the fall, guys.
Facts.
Like everybody,
Facts.
just get ready.
Yep.
The tariffs and all that, it's going to be real bad. So if you have a group of people y'all living with, pull your money together if you can. But for those who are by yourselves, I don't know what to tell you. I thought COVID would have taught everybody a lesson. I guess not.
Man, did you just say pull your money together, man? Who is you talking to, man? Who gonna pull some money together man? You know better than that.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there because it's gonna get. I'm just saying, like it's gonna get really bad for the average American. It's gonna get bad. Ain't just black people. It's gonna be a lot of people gonna be talking about what happened. I didn't know. I didn't vote for this. Okay.
Man, but you talking about pulling money. I got to get my Mercedes, man. I got to get my Gucci purse. What you mean pulling money together, man?
I'm just saying. Listen, that's all. I think for a lot of people, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Unless you're playing.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I don't know. It's gonna be real bad out here.
I feel you. No, I know. Yeah, you're not lying. We're gonna sit back and watch it all play out, man. You ain't lying about it at all. All right, man. Man, let me black people need a reality check. Yes, we do. Yeah, we all over the place. Yeah, we are all over the place when it comes to relationships, when it comes to living life. We are just all over the place, man. Yeah, but sometimes we are not moving in reality. We are literally moving in delusion. Yeah, so at the end of the day, if you want your situation to improve, if you want your Mr. Right to show up, your Miss Right to show up, man, get your mind right, get yourself together and move accordingly. That's the only way that it's going to happen. It's really that simple. If you have not figured that out, or if you're not trying to figure that out, in the words of my good brother Beatboxer, it's going to be over. And it's just that simple. Man, shout out to my panel, man. Shout out to Coco Cole, Beatboxer, JR. Man, Civil was on here earlier. Shout out to Joe as well. Yeah, man, the panels always hold me down, man. I appreciate y'all holding me down every Wednesday night. Shout out to everybody in the comments as well, man. We appreciate you guys supporting the platform, supporting the show, and joining the conversation via the comments. Man, this is Kandid Konvos, man. We do this show every Wednesday night. We go live at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, man. Hit that share, man. And if you haven't, hit the notifications, man. Hit that notification bell so you know when we drop content, when we go live, when we do what we do. But we appreciate you guys holding us down and supporting what we do. We growing. We're going to continue to grow with y'all support. And we're going to take it there. And we're going to change as many lives and send us in better directions, as many ways that we can. But man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch y'all next Wednesday.